Hello, it's Chaplain 73, and we're here today with Sincanvas. Hello, Sincanvas. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. I will fire away with the first question, just a bit of an icebreaker, really. Who are you? What do you do? And where are you from?
I'm known as Sincanvas, Sin for short, a Portland local street artist. So you can see my work just up and about around the streets. Also do some gallery work as well, but a visual artist sorts.
Yep. Brilliant. Ideal.
Let's, I guess, explain the name Sincanvas.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's a play on the Spanish word which means without. So it's without canvas, kind of a shout out to the flow state or those moments mid process where God's hand intercedes, those little creative mishaps that actually complete a piece.
Yeah.
So without canvas.
So do you paint on the streets, or do you do paste ups, or a bit of both, or?
Painting primarily would be my canvas work, just my canvas work. But on the streets, paste ups, to do paste ups, some stencil work, straight installs where I'll mix stencil along with the actual paste up.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of both, some spray paint too, just, and do whatever I guess at the moment is required. Mm-hmm. There's some thought process initially, but I like leaving it up just to the moment. I find that you get some of the best inspiration mid-process. There's only so much you could, think about a piece, because it never really turns out. Or the ones that I like, that I prefer, are the ones that do have those mistakes. Mm-hmm. Really clean art to me it doesn't speak to me, and that's just me personally. And I gravitate towards things of like the darker nature, mm-hmm. drug addiction, weird things, anything that's, I guess, not mainstream.
Yeah.
So more, I guess, towards underground. This is, I guess, personal preference or taste. We're probably going off on a tangent right now.
No worries. So as a paste-up artist, your work is seen by many people going about their daily business, walking along the streets. And in that context, do you think that art can change or influence the world?
Definitely. People along the lines of, have already proven how powerful art can be. You have Edward Bernays, writer of Propaganda in 1928, who came out with the whole Torches of Freedom, mm-hmm. where they sexualize cigarettes. People are very receptive to symbols and color. It's just ingrained in our DNA. It's primal man. So, it can definitely be very influential. So that's why I am kind of weary on certain things that I do use. I try to be as responsible as I can, via just symbol wise. But I mean, it's very moving. I mean, art has shaped the world that we live in. It defines the world we live in. Mm-hmm. So
I mean, we are constantly bombarded by advertising and messages and things and bright lights wherever we go in the world in this day and age, whether it's on our phones or whether it's on a wall or whether it's on a billboard or whatever. I think that paste-ups are the sort of thing that you can walk past 100 times and not notice, but once you've noticed them, they're there in your conscience.
Let me turn this dryer down here.
No worries.
Okay, I think I may be able to hear you a little better.
Okay. So what or
Yes.
who inspired you and influenced your style?
I try to pretty much just pull from within.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a strange one for me because I don't feel that like my whole life has influenced my style. Places that I've lived,
Yep.
people that I've interacted with.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that there's. I was maybe in third grade, and my parents got me this big white binder. And on the way to school, everything that I would see would be all the gang graffiti in Chicago. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I just got the big white folder and just filled it, just full of all these gang signs, just all over the place. And the nuns, of course, were not having that. I got in a lot of trouble for that one. But that was definitely one of the first things to kind of, I guess, touch me in that way, just artistically of seeing that on walls. And then later on in life, of course, there's always just these things along the way. So then, move about 20 years forward. I'm 23, sitting in a bar in Chicago, high on cocaine, drinking vodka and Red Bulls, right? Reading a biography on Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Mm-hmm.
So, a few Red Bulls and vodka later, and I'm just wasted. Go to the nearest paint store, which is maybe just about half a block down, called Stefano's Paints. I walk in there and ask the clerk what the best paint was to paint on brick. So he takes me to spray paint. I'm like, okay, all right. Buy the spray paint, leave the store, and proceed to start painting on the store. So the clerk comes out. He's like, oh my God, are you crazy? And then the next thing I know is the owner comes and just tackles me. Big dude, and he's just sitting on me until the police arrive. So I'm there with my stomach down. I have this guy sitting on me, and the police roll up, and they're laughing, and they ask what's going on. And then you move over to the judge, which his advice was, son, I suggest you invest in some canvas. But so there was that. But I'm not as easily as influenced nowadays by things. It's funny how you grow out of those phases where your style evolves with you, with the fact that you're not looking always outside yourself, for inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have like that band that I'm like, oh, I'm really into right now, or that artist. It's pretty much just me trying to make sense of where art is with me. I mean, art's like my mistress, my lover. Yeah, there's like, that's all there is for me. It has ruined countless relationships and friendships, but I still wouldn't give it up for the world.
Yeah.
It's and I came out with a paste up actually recently that has the character from Mensa Society, O-Dog, and it says fuck art, right? And I could say that because I love art so much that I can't say fuck art. And it's one of those things where it has pulled me out of my darkest places, but it's also the same thing that's put me there. And it's just that, that cycle over and over and over again. Yeah, inspiration. That's always a tough one because I mean, I ask myself that on a daily basis, like what inspires me, and it's just everything.
Life,
life, yeah. Big trip. It's great.
So, what advice would you give to a new artist if they came to you and said, "Look, I love what you're doing. I really want to paint. I want to be creative. I want to do stuff." What advice would you give them, or did you have any advice when you first started painting seriously? And or is there any advice that you ignored that you wish you'd listened to, or that you wish you'd ignored even?
I would say to that is make a lot of mistakes. That's what it's all about. Make as many mistakes as you can. That's the only way you grow as a person. No advice, the advice given to me, not pursue it, of course. Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't listen to that. I mean, of course, there are times where I wish I have one. And there's always the low points, the low points where you're like, oh man, this sucks. But you always have to get past that, and always know that you will get past that. Don't compare yourself to other artists is another one. Don't get caught in that. Don't get caught in scenes. Also make sure that it's something genuinely that you want to pursue. Make sure you have passion and drive. It's not enough just to be passionate about something. You can be passionate about eating pies, but it doesn't mean you're going to be like the best pie eater or best pie baker. So passion and drive, make sure those both match up to be, successful, I guess. And that's with anything. Let's see, what else would you, just be genuine about it. Be honest with your craft. That's all I would say. And it also depends. I mean, there's a lot of different types of artists and artist types. It's what you want out of it. Do you want to just be known as a good artist, great artist, or you want to be a legendary artist? There's what is that one? Good artists borrow, great artists steal, right? Kind of thing. But there's also the legendary artists, which just doesn't care about anything. And that's I find out that, or I think that I've gotten to the point that I'm at now by not really caring and not really trying too hard. I find that trying too hard at times, and that's one thing, you fuck it up. And I've done that with a lot of my pieces too, where there's a lot of pieces that, you'll start and it's fine just the way it is. But then, oh no, add a little red here, another color here. And then you're invested, and that's it. You have to take it all the way to the end. So apply that metaphor to whatever the question was.
Yeah. I mean, it's all great advice. It is. You probably felt like you were rambling then, but it all kind of made sense. It was. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I'm just complete ramble. That's my.
So what's in store for the future? Obviously, you've been involved in this paste up thing in Broken Hill in Australia, and that's how I was put in touch with you, or you were put in touch with me even. What's in store for the future? What have you got plans? What big plans have you got? Little plans you got? What's coming up?
I hate really talking about future plans because I think when you talk about the future, it'll tend to jinx it at times.
I don't want to jinx your future.
But I'm currently working with a film project.
Right.
I've been working on it for about 2 to 3 years now. Just following me primarily with the street art. So they've been following some installs that I've done, certain projects. Bushwick Bill came into town and did this little install outside of the theater that was showing a movie on him. So that was like, part of the movie, just everything that's been going on for the last 3 years. So it's a autobiographic document, that kind of project. So within the next year or so, hopefully that'll, come to fruition. We'll get that.
Sounds great. I look forward to it. It sounds.
Yeah, we have some fun video. Looking to get some more video. We have a few other artists involved, so get a little sneak at some other fun things going on.
Oh, I love watching art documentaries and watching other artists work. So I look forward to it. It's been really great catching up with you. I'm really loving doing this project that I'm doing with it, where I'm just talking to other artists, and it's really great just catching up with you and finding out a bit more about you and what you've done, what you're doing.
And this has probably been one of the most difficult interviews you've probably had to get.
I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, we had our technical issues yesterday, but it's turned out good today. It's been lovely talking to you, and all the best for your documentary. I look forward to seeing how that all turns out. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we finish the interview?
Yes. Men, people rarely know the real reasons which motivate their actions.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quote by Edward Bernays. And
Brilliant.
I memorized that for some reason, but it was for that.
Brilliant. On those words of wisdom, I will leave you in peace to get on with the rest of your day, and I will catch up with you another time. Thank you very much for spending the time with me today. That's been great. Thank you.
All right.
If you like what you've heard today, then please hit subscribe below. Subscribe to my channel. I will be interviewing loads more artists over the coming year or two.
Oh, shout out to all the TCF crew, Jet Set, Pike, Good Luck Buddha. That's
Fabulous.
Chosen few.
Yep. Always great to have a shout out at the end. Thank you very much for today, and thank you for watching. Cheers.